Boil, jet boil, boil, I need coffee. As you can hear, it's what passes for rush hour in Orkney. Over 30 people have gone past on their way to work today, which that's a definite rush hour. I need my coffee. This is the noisiest place I've slept the whole trip away. I've been awake and asleep and awake and asleep and awake and asleep. Broken sleep all night, so might be a short video today. We'll see. It's misty outside too. Look at that. Oh, grotty. There's a funny noise coming from outside the van. Yeah. Some bloke's pulled up, put his music on as loud as he can. Nice to wake up to some music. Quality public toilets and sink in Orkney. Plenty of space. I can have a nice wash up of my stuff. And you can have a nice wash, in fact, in total. And big enough sink, I can actually wash some clothing. These are the stones of Stennis on mainland Orkney, which are thought to be one of the oldest stone circles in Britain. So let's go have a look. They're quite tall. So if you imagine I'm what, 5'10", so say 6 foot for argument's sake, I would say that one probably 18 foot or so on the short side, 24-25 foot on the long side. That one's the same sort of height. There's some broken ones there. I like that angler one. Apparently they dragged them across overland on seaweed, which, as you know, is really slippery. You know, if you ever tried to go diving, had to walk over some kelp. Then that's the hearth, apparently. I think that's where they had their midsummer night barbecues and sacrifices and stuff. That's a sheep. It's a druid sheep. That one I like, that crooked one. These are the remaining stones. That's not a stone, that's a sheep. That's just a nice angle, so there's a bit of a filler shot there. So I've just come about halfway between the stones of Stennis to the right and the ring of Brodgar to my left, and this is the Ness of Brodgar. And this was feasting halls, which stood for about 1,000 years in use, and they're still currently excavating. They've been excavating for about 6-7 years, because Orkney, they've got nothing better to do, and what's the point in getting a digger out and doing it in sort of like a month? But nothing's been recreated, it's all as found. So you can see this wall is still perfectly, you know, aligned and built and so on, same as all the other walls that are dotted around everywhere. But it's really old. This bit they've dug down a fair bit deeper, and it's really impressive. So you think those walls have stood all that time, been buried for a long time. It's not reconstructed, it's all as found. The stuff that's been built on top of each other, it's really good. They're doing some cracking work here. It's impressive. When you think of all the sites around the world where they renovate with render and cement and that and make it look crap, these are as was. It's absolutely brilliant. Hats off. So this is structure 10. This was a feasting hall, and this was the last major structure erected here in about 2900 BC. So we're talking about 5,000 years ago. $5,000-year-old building. You got a paved kind of walkway there. That's fantastic. Well, as you can see, I'm getting really Neolithic on you today. This is the ring of Brodgar, which is from about 2,500 BC, and it's the third oldest stone circle in Britain. Well, in the proper world, shall we say. And if you look over here, there's a big ass burial mound, which looks like a big ass because it's got like a cleft in it. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to have a look at the ring of Brodgar. Unfortunately, I can't go close because they're resting the path, whatever that means. There you go, that one looked like an Easter Island man. So I'm a bit closer to some of the stones. There was about 60 of these here apparently. Now there's about 30 odd, I think. They're not as tall as the ones down at the previous site I went to, but you know, there's more of them. And this is certainly impressive. You wonder why people did it, what it was all for is always the question, but why? Is it because they had nothing better to do? But apparently they used to have teams, and I don't know, maybe it was a race, and they were proud of their stone and shifting it from wherever. But yeah, whatever their reasons, whatever it was for as a purpose, I suppose, you know, it certainly stands as a testament to their ingenuity and their skills and their fortitude, and ultimately their pointlessness, I guess. There you go, just walking along a pathway and I pick up a Neolithic arrowhead. Or maybe it's an axe for I don't know, they might have been dwarves in them days. You know, I don't know, if you watch like Lord of the Rings and that, Ring of Brodgar sounds like Lord of the Rings sort of thing. So it's not, look, that's not an axe or an arrowhead or spear, it's just a bit of broken rock. Ha! Throw it that way. They probably all dance around here naked. That'd have been cool to see. So, except they didn't have baths and showers in them days. Who am I to judge though? I've been on the road like 3.5 weeks. So you should know where your food come from. This is Big Mac. Oh hey Big Mac. Beautiful, beautiful cows, aren't you? They're all quite friendly. Look at that big steaming pile of turd there. Yeah, buddy. Loads of grass under you, but here's some more grass. There you go. Do you want some grass? Hello. I miss having cows around. This is really good. Over there I've been watching, there's a short-eared owl. It's been hunting, it's caught something. I've caught up with him again. There he goes. I've had enough Neolithic nonsense for the day, so this is down at Ardnamurchan, where I had a look at the gun sites up there the other day when I was whale spotting. So I've come back here to go and look at Ardnamurchan Castle, a big sea stack. I mean, the geology is really nice there. I mean, look at this, it's a beautiful bay. Obviously there's been a sperm whale in here, but look at that, that's absolutely lovely. So Ardnamurchan Castle, which is a sea stack, is over there somewhere. This is the next bay along, it's beautiful. Just seen a seal literally a few feet out from the shoreline there. The water's really clear, but it's very weedy. It's a lot of kelp and seaweed, so it's not really good for diving. You need to get a bit of depth. Lovely rough water out there, and the rock's just fantastic. I mean, this really is a beautiful part of the coastline. Just look at that clear blue. Look at those waves coming in. Look at them. Look at them. Next bay round. Look at that. Look at it. That bridge. A bridge over troubled water for sure. Well, for those of you disappointed that I didn't go and film the Old Man Ahoy, here's a young boy of mainland. Look at that, standing tall and proud. So those are caves in there. Look at that. You'll be sucked in, smashed up and spat out. It's just outstanding. That's right next to Ardnamurchan Castle, the sea stack. Seastack, Rock Face, Reader's Wife. So I just stopped in Bursay at this old ruined building that I thought was fabulous and shouldn't be ruined. Well, it was the Earls Palace, and it was built by Lord Robert Stewart, an illegitimate son of James V, between 1569 and 1574. Obviously he used some cowboys to do the building because it's all full down, and it's not that much older than my parents' house, to be honest. A couple hundred years, 150 years, something like that. My brother's house is only like 50 years younger than this, but anyway, that's by the by. He obviously used wrong builders. I mean, that's really tall. That's really 4-storey building in today's money. Okay, looking up here, there's the remains of a spiral staircase. I don't know if it will really show that, but it's curved round. You can see where it sort of goes round, leading up to the tower. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Well, I'm down on Percy Beach. There's a few cairns that have been made by people up here, and that's just quite stunning. These rock ridges. This is all fossilised soil compacted over years and years and years. And it's really quite marvellous. I mean, diving over that would be, you know, at high tide, it'd be really interesting. Now there's a small causeway, tide is still going out, it's nearly out all the way, but that floods later on, and on top there's a lighthouse. This is a good spot for whale watching, allegedly. So yeah, this rock is fantastic, and there's some fantastic rock pools too. And it's quite a steep drop each time. This is great, little hermit crabs messing around. There's a little fish mixed around here. I'm not sure, but I've got a feeling it might be a 9-spined stickleback. Look at that little hermit crab trying to lift that rock. And it's big and little there. I like he's found himself a little dead shore crab to eat. How sweet is that? Well, this is the Broch of Bursay. Now, what does it say about this? It was a Viking stronghold in the thousands, possibly home to the powerful Norse Earl of Orkney, Thorfinn Sigurdsson. Before that, a different culture thrived here. Pictish people lived on the Broch from the 600s. So yeah, that's remains of a Viking settlement where Norse families lived, worked and worshipped more than 1,000 years ago. That's pretty cool. So, let's have a little wander around, a little look around. This is nice. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's really kind of... So these are different buildings, you know, different rooms, different houses, huts, whatever, walkways between them. It's really quite smart. And look at that view. That's really good. Really liking this. So let's have a look now. Is this as was, or has this been rebuilt? Perhaps. That's pretty cool. So looking from the top of the Broch of Bursay, there's the causeway down there, all the rock pools, goes around to Marwick Head over there. I'm still not at the top, but what a cracking view. So here's a lighthouse on top of Percy. Coming down, got a cliff edge, and you've got this magnificent sheer drop here, and that lovely chunk cliff there, and beautiful clear blue seas yet again in the headland. Now this is a prime spot for whale spotting, but I'm buggered if I can see anything. But it doesn't really matter when it looks that nice. Well, I think I've pretty much done the north of the island now, so I'm going to head into Kirkwall, which is the capital and which actually looks like a real place, like a real town. Sort of bit of size to it, shops for Sennen and so on, and then sorry, just straighten out. And then I'm going to go through here and I'm going to look for somewhere nice to stay. There's a Lidl. Man, it's like being back in the real world. So yeah, tomorrow I shall explore the south of the island a bit more properly, and maybe even go and dive on the Churchill barriers. So I came through Kirkwall, as I said, and I've pulled up here, and there's two block ships there you can see like poking out the water, and this is one of the Churchill barriers that was to stop U-boats sneaking in and attacking the fleet. So tomorrow, subject to weather, I'm going to jump in there for a dip. Oh, good night.